It's day 279
of the 29th year and beyond.
Well, got a question posed to us from a friend of ours, and it says, a question for the 29th year and beyond vlog. Is it okay for a married guy to continue having single women friends that he knows and at one time possibly wanted a relationship with? There's constant good morning, honey, it's good hearing from you, long time no hear from messages. He says they are just friends and that he would never do anything to jeopardize his marriage. But I think those type of texts can easily be a setup waiting to happen. I'm dealing with a wife who caught her husband doing just that. These simple, innocent emails led to sexting and nude pics when they were having a rough patch in their marriage. Oh, she's asking whether or not she should stay. She mentioned to him before the latter happened that he should not be entertaining these females in his DM. And I'm assuming that's what's good say. He said they were nothing more than friends, but clearly there was another agenda somewhere. Help. So that's the message we received today. Do you want to begin?
As I was doing like this and then signing, no, that's not a good idea. I mean, there's some things that are innocent and then there are other things that aren't. And I just think that anytime that you're engaging in conversation, especially with someone that you either had a relationship with or was contemplating a relationship, or someone that you knew was interested in you, is dangerous. Realizing that just because you're married or in a relationship and you wouldn't do anything to jeopardize your relationship in your mind, that doesn't mean that the other person's agenda is as pure.
Well, and what I would say to that, I agree, but also be mindful that based on this question, if one, if not both of you were interested in a potential relationship, then there's already a foundation there, right? And the message is, good morning, honey. That's a term of endearment. Yeah. Good hearing from you, and these kinds of messages. If it's a situation where, you were just friends, that's one thing. But if you are friends and clearly there is more of an agenda here, yeah, right? But what you do, and I agree with Gail, you set a foundation for what could be a slippery slope. Mm-hmm. And it may start out innocent on one part, but if the other person has an agenda, then at some point they're going to spring on you an opportunity. And this is the deal for men as well as women. There are times when we're real strong, and then there are times when we're vulnerable. Yeah. And so you may potentially set yourself up for one of those vulnerable times. And just like what was shared here, if you're having a difficult time in your marriage, then that may be an opportunity for that individual to slip in during a rough patch. And you may do something in a vulnerable state that you will later regret, but you can't take back.
Yeah, because even someone, sending a picture of someone dressed in a certain way, or, hey, what do you think about this outfit? Okay, so I could send that to my husband, but I couldn't send that to another male friend of mine, especially depending on what I was wearing. I mean, it's just not a good idea.
Once, and doesn't matter who instigated the sexting and the nude pics. Right. At that point, everything should have been shut down. Yeah. Period. If you didn't listen to your spouse and the wise counsel that was being offered prior to, at that point, everything should have been shut down. And there is no hiding. That's the time to say, Gail, you were right. So-and-so really did have an agenda. Right. She sent me this. I want you to know. See, you don't hide stuff like this because only people with something to hide try to hide stuff. So again, if you know that you're in a situation with either a past love or someone who wanted to be a love interest, and it's just not, I don't believe, it's just not wisdom, because inevitably it may create challenges. And if the challenge is only that it makes your spouse uncomfortable, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. You don't need the sexting or the nude pics or anything else. Respect and honor your spouse. So that's what we say. What say ye? Until tomorrow, if the Lord says the same.
Bye.